I'm Zach Weinstein, and I am one of the Rabid Botanists. We have come to the beautiful campus of Oregon State University to see it through the eyes of Charles Goodrich, naturalist, poet, and director of the Spring Creek Project.
We stopped here on the portico of the Women's Building because it's raining really hard, which is great Oregon spring weather, and because the yard in front of the Women's Building is full of rhododendrons and azaleas. They've been bred so that their bloom is in every color. Many of them are fragrant. It's one of the most widely used landscape plants in Western Oregon and really across the country. Most of them are not in bloom yet. They will be over the next month and more. There's one early, purplish pink one blooming down there, but they're going to come on in a succession all spring long. It's going to be glorious here. So whenever you're watching this, we're filming in mid-March, but if you come back in a couple of weeks through April, places are going to start really popping. It's a great tree walk along here. Giant sequoias, magnificent trees. These are just babies here. They're not even very old. So this is the Rhododendron occidentale, the western azalea, just starting to bud out. Look at those buds. It's so beautiful. You can see the power as they start to open up. You can also see there's a lot of lichens and mosses on here. So yeah, all these plants all get jumbled together and live cheek by jowl. My favorite fragrance. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks, early April to mid-April, in the 1st of May, these are going to be in bloom. You must stop by and stick your nose directly into one of these blossoms. Wow. Look at that. Too chilly for them to smell. They do have a nice fragrance, but need some sunshine to bring it out. There's so many magnolias on campus. Tall, upright southern magnolias and spreading magnolias, and they bloom at all kinds of time, but there's quite a few of them in bloom right now. And here's a littler one. This time of year there's so much in bloom on campus. Can hardly sniff it all. See how various the magnolias are? It's a kind of lemon colored one. A little later, it's going to come out fully in another couple of days, whereas this pink one is already fully in bloom. Let's see if it has any fragrance. This smells like really, really clean, fresh air. Just the tiniest little bit of sweetness. When the sun comes out on it, it'll get a little stronger. Yes. Look at this. In the native woodlands around here, these are starting to pop up all over the place. Now, we don't have much really native habitat left on campus. It's all heavily landscaped. But to their credit, the landscape crew decided to do a little natural garden here. And so we have bleeding heart that'll bloom in another month. There's some trillium and these gorgeous fawn lily. This is a red flowering currant. The currants we eat are in the same family. These native ones have less conspicuous fruits, but the coolest thing about these is as soon as these bloom, that's when the hummingbirds return. We have a hummingbird that overwinters in Oregon and others that migrate, and this is one of their favorite nectar plants. So when you see these blooming, you can start looking for more hummingbirds coming around. So we're stopping here to look at these ferns and moss on the roof of this little porch over the north side of the women's building, because they're so lushly green and they're thriving in this most unlikely place. So it's particularly cool to see how plants colonize places that not very many other things will grow. The moss and the ferns will take off of there. Isn't that great? I love this.
For the plant enthusiasts watching, what opportunities does the Spring Creek Project provide for us to share our enthusiasm for the botanical world?
Well, this has been fun walking around campus looking at plants. I want to tell everybody watching that the Spring Creek Project hosts a program every spring called the Campus Creature Census, where we invite everybody on campus and in the community to pick their favorite plant or animal or fungus or rock or whatever you think is a creature, and send us a submission in poetry or prose or a field guide or a photograph or some visual art. And we archive those on the Spring Creek website. We hope to collect all the creatures that we share the OSU campus with, and do little profiles of them, share our love and appreciation for plants, animals, and other creatures. We do prizes for the best OSU student entries. That's coming up. We're going to launch that this year's Campus Creature Census with an event with a great environmental artist, Ian Boyden, on Tuesday, April 8th at 7 p.m. in the Memorial Union. Ian is a artist who casts his own head in birdseed, does a bust of himself made of birdseed, and he sets it out in the lawn and lets the birds consume it while he videos it and writes about what it's like to be consumed by birds. So he's going to come and tell us about his art, and that will serve as the launch for this year's Campus Creature Census. Then we'll be taking entries through May 10th. We'll get people to register online, pick your creature, and send us your best stuff. And then in mid-May, we'll have a celebration and award the prizes to the winners and showcase the best writing, visual arts, and photography for the Campus Creature Census. And you get all the information about how to participate in that on Spring Creek's website. Ooh, orchid. Look at that. Wow. I've never been in this tropical greenhouse before. This is amazing.